What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing set 75387 boarding the Tantive 4. This set released on March 1st of 2024 for 55 USD. It has 502 pieces and it has 7 minifigures, 6 being a part of the set, while the 7th is a 25th anniversary minifigure. So without further ado, let's get right on into this review. Starting off with the build itself, it is just a simple hallway build, but I think that it's done very well. I like the open kind of scene area where you're able to see, the good detail in the hallway, and I think there is some pretty good detail here. I'm going to clear the minifigures off for now, just so we can take a look at the build itself and get them out of the way. Starting off, I think the first thing to note is just the detailing on the walls, made with all those little ingot pieces. I think it adds some really good texture on the wall. It makes it very pleasant to look at. There's also the archways that aren't completed because they're half arches, because it's half of a hallway, but there are a lot of stickers. Now, there's a very high amount of stickers, as you can see on the set. Personally, I'm not a big sticker hater, but there are a few people out there that this will deter them, so I figured I would make it known that there are a good amount of stickers. They're not too bad, you have the ones all over here, and they're not crazy to put on. They're always, most of them are on just these 2x2 kind of pieces, or 1x2s, so it's not hard. There's not like there's any weird angles, because that Lego does that sometimes and it's not fun to put them on weird angles. You also have a fair amount of printed pieces, like the door, for example, and we'll get to that door mechanism in just a second, because I do really like how they did that. But for the rest of the hallway, it's pretty simple. It's just this kind of mix between tile and texture, and a few little play features that we'll look at in a little bit. The first doorway coming off to the side right here, unfortunately no door, it's just an open doorway. I kind of wish that they had done a door, and these frames are actually brick built very well in my opinion, with a nice snot technique, so there is no studs on the doorway, which I am a big fan of. I think it definitely adds to the aesthetic of this set and makes it look really nice. There's also some nice trans red pieces sticking out to show your little lights and stuff like that. Now we'll move to the back side. There's not really any room on the other side of this to play with. I guess you can kind of fit a minifigure on one side of the door, just barely, and then you can have them coming through the door, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I do like that they included that, but it would have been cool to get just a maybe 1 or 2 studs extended, and also if the back didn't look like this. So unfortunately this set is only really meant to be displayed or shown off like this from this angle, so it leaves you with the backside looking like this, which I think is fine if you're gonna make the front look good. I don't really care what the back looks like, but if this is something that bothers you, that it does look like this, then I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. And it also has the mechanic to open this door, which we're gonna take a look at in just a second. Oops, I just broke the set. We'll get that back on, and then we'll take a look at the doorway. Now the doorway closed like that, opens just like that. Why is my, hold on, it's not opening all the way. Oh, it's because I broke the door. This is embarrassing. This is not supposed to happen. This won't be how yours is. I broke mine. There we go. I fixed it. So there you have the door in its open form. It's got all of that trans orange and red to show the, the lightsaber cutting through it. Darth Vader has just cut through this door, and I think it looks really, really nice from afar as well as up close. I think it looks really good. They did a really good job with it. Now the door on the other side doesn't look that great. Like I said, it has to hold the mechanic, but you can very easily have your minifigure stand right here. Not Darth Vader though, unfortunately, because his lightsaber gets in the way. But if you have your stormtrooper right here, Darth Vader can, cut open the door, and then you can open it just like that, and it's pretty cool. The mechanism works really well. It's very clean. It doesn't really break at all. Well, unless you break it like I did before this, but it works really nice. You kind of just, you flick it, and I don't know, it's very fun and satisfying in my opinion, and you can kind of have the door open and go as you please, which is nice, and you can display it, in either way. I think I personally like it open just a little bit better. Just be wary if you're putting this on a shelf and you have it open. This little knob sticks out when it is open, so that might be a challenge if you have shallow shelves, but it is really cool. And once it is open, you can have Darth Vader, coming through with his lightsaber, which looks really cool in my opinion, recreating that scene, which is really nice, which is one of the complaints that I have. I wish that they did extend this just one more out, so Darth Vader could be standing here with his lightsaber when it opens and closes, because that would be really menacing just to fit it or I guess you can if you hold it up. That just wouldn't, you know, make sense. But there you go. There you have him. It's just a tight fit if you want him in there, which would have been avoided if they just extended it by one stud. But that's really the one big thing that I have problems with this set. Other than that, I think it is really nice. And the last play feature that I want to look at is just these small little like shoot up kind of things. I don't know what they're called. They're like minifigure launchers. We've had them in other sets before, and they're really easy. It's just a simple little Technic piece that you can flip just like that, and it will launch your minifigure off, so you can, you know, have them shooting each other, and then boom, just like that. And it's very fun. It's a nice play feature, and I don't think that it takes away from the overall look. So if you're just setting up your minifigures, you don't really notice that it's there. It just looks like some floor detailing. So overall, I think the build of this is really good. But let's move on to the thing that everyone's here for, the minifigures. The first minifigure that I want to look at is the ARC Trooper 5s, the main draw of this set being the 25th anniversary figure that was included. And overall, I think it's a pretty good minifigure, but there are a few things that I want to point out. The first being the helmet print being just a little bit off. Now, it doesn't bother me as much as I've seen it bother others, but I think it's still something to point out if you are someone who looks for accuracy in minifigures. Also, this figure will be coming with the helmet holes, given, you know, it's coming out in this time of clone helmet holes. We'll see if it's something that LEGO fixes in the future or changes, but for now I think it's here to stay, and personally I don't mind it that much. I like to be able to attach attachments to my clones, and this also introduces the nice little pauldron, which I was very happy to see. I'm going to take it off really quick just to show you what it looks like. I think it's really nice, and I'm happy that they're including a new kind of pauldron in cloth form instead of, you know, just removing it altogether like they have with the commas. Overall, I think it's really good. Now, this is how it shows you to put it on in the directions, but if you do bend it and fold it, it looks a lot better. So just something to think about if you are displaying this minifigure. It looks a little odd when it's flat, but it looks really nice when it is folded. And we can take a look at his head, which I do really like. You have that little goatee as well as the little 5s tattoo right there, which is a really nice detail. I'm happy that they included it. No alternate face, but I think that this face that we got is very good. Now, coming on, I think the printing on the body is really, really nice on the torso. Yeah, the armor or the ammo pack is a little big, but it doesn't bother me too much. You get some really nice arm printing on him as well as the really big bulky backpack that I do love for the LEGO ARC Troopers, and there's a little bit of plain black back printing there. Now onto the legs, which is one of my big issues with this, is that there is no comma. You get the printed comma, which in my opinion does not look good, but what are you going to do? It's the decision that LEGO has chosen to stick with for now. Hopefully they add them back in the future. I just think this figure could have been elevated a ton and gone from like a 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 really easily with just a few fixes. And the other fix is that I really do not like these huge blasters. They're the size of their arms, and I don't know why we don't just get these blasters instead for them. I'll grab one really quick. The old Commander blasters, they look so much like, I don't know. Tell me that they don't look a lot better. This is just my opinion though. I would have liked this figure more if he got these blasters instead. I just think they're better. They fit and scale more. I just think these are way too bulky and I really do not like them. But we'll move on to our next minifigures that actually do go with this set. I forgot to mention while reviewing 5s that you also get a very nice printed 25 years of LEGO Star Wars plaque. That works really good and it's a nice stand for him. But moving on to the minifigures, first off, you get 2 of your Stormtroopers in this style, the newer style they're going with, the dual molded. Personally, they're not my favorite, but I think they are very good. And you know, they're just normal Stormtroopers. I don't have much to say about them. I think they've been done pretty well. Next up, you get your 2 Rebel Troopers, both with the same face, but you can see the alternate face on either side. You have one with more of like a angry kind of face and the other with a nice smile. I think the detailing is fine. I will say, I think that these minifigures would have benefited a ton from dual molded legs. This is just my opinion, but I think it would have looked a lot better. I've thrown a pair on this Rebel on the left, and you can compare them to the one on the right. I think it just looks a lot better in my opinion, a lot cleaner, and I kind of wish that it's something that LEGO would have done, because this is a $55 set, and they've given dual molded legs to cheaper minifigures before, and I just think it would look a lot better with dual molded legs. But other than that, I don't really have any problems with these guys. They're just your basic troopers, so it is very nice to beef up the Rebel army, and you can kind of army build with this set as you are getting 2 of each faction, but it's not ideal because you also, you know, have the named characters that we will be getting to next. Next up, we have Captain Antilles, another pretty basic minifigure that I think could have benefited from some dual molded legs, but other than that, I think he has done pretty well. He has some pretty nice printing on the front, as well as a very good face printing, in my opinion. He's got some nice expressions going on right there. He has this face, which is my favorite, and then over here he's got just a normal stern face. The back printing is lacking, but I don't really think that there is much they could have printed on the back, but dual molded legs would have made him look a bit more interesting from the back. No arm printing. Overall, just a pretty basic minifigure, but I think he gets the job done in my opinion. And lastly, we have Darth Vader, a pretty good minifigure in my opinion. I really think that they have hit the nail with this one. It's the one that they've been including in most of the sets. You have pretty much everything that you could ask for. You have the cape, you have the really nice arm printing, the really nice torso details, and the nice two-piece helmet, which I'm a big fan of. It makes it look a lot better. And, you know, for the face, you've just got the normal burn-up Anakin or Darth Vader head, which, you know, I think it looks pretty good. I don't really have much to say about this figure because it has been included in other sets, but I think it's a very good one in my opinion, and if it's not broke, don't fix it, because this figure hits all the marks in my opinion. Now, for my final thoughts on this set, I think it's pretty solid overall. I think there was a pretty large missed opportunity on like having the Death Star plans on like a tile, a printed tile. It would have been really cool, given the whole point of the scene is to, you know, portray the Death Star plans being taken by the rebels and trying to get them to the rebellion, and Darth Vader trying to stop them, which is, you know, the whole point of the hallway scene. So I think that it is a pretty missed opportunity, unfortunately. But other than that, it kind of hits all the marks in my opinion. There's a lot of things going for it. I think the minifigures are great. I really like the 5s that is included as the 25th anniversary figure. I will say the one kind of big point is the price. For $55, is this set worth it? And I think I'm kind of on the fence. I think it's really great, and I think it would be a no-brainer if it was just a little bit cheaper. But unfortunately, $55 is kind of a lot of money. Now you are getting 7 minifigures, which I think is really good and worth it. It's just the build, $55 combined with the minifigures. I don't know. Personally, if you haven't gotten it already, I would advise you to wait for it to go on sale. I feel like there definitely will be some sales on it before it retires, and I think that's probably the better way to go. I think $55 at full price is just a little bit pricey in my opinion, but overall, I think it's a really good set, and I am a big fan of this one. Let me know if you have the set and what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew signing out.